Going on? This is your math man, Mr. P, and we're talking about fractions and decimals this time. It's more close related to decimals because we already talked about a chapter on fractions. If you were in my class last week or a couple weeks ago, we already covered fractions. Matter of fact, you're supposed to be having a test on them fractions, and that's coming too if you're in my old 20 class. Right now, forget all of that. Let's talk about these fractions and decimals. 5.5. Fractions and decimals. Wow. We're finally here. All right. So let's talk about this one side first. Plot the decimal on the number line. You got it. So this will be the instructions where it'll say plot the decimal on the number line. They'll give you the number line. They'll cut the tick marks out for you. And then you got to say where 0.5 is on the number line. So they'll just say plot where 0.5 is. So you have to chalk off the tick marks. There's 10 tick marks here. So, of course, the first 5 will be there. And they'll give you this point, and you got to say the decimal. So, since we're in decimals, mainly decimals, they'll give you all the tick marks. They'll give you this dot. You got to say where that dot is. Actually, it's 5/10, right? So, because the 5 is in the 10 spot. Or they can tell you, plot 8/10 on the number line. They'll tell you literally that statement, and you got to go chalk off the number line yourself. And this is going to be 10 spots. And you see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, hold up. It should be in who? Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is supposed to be 8/10. Not sure why it's not. Let's fix that. How did that go wrong? All right, I see why now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to have another tick mark here. There we go. So, and then you have to chalk off where 8/10 is. So that ain't a problem right there. Now it's right. Count 8 tick marks. Then 8/10. But it say plot the decimal on the number line. So you would put that right there. I got the fraction there, but it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. That's what it is a fraction. That's what it is a decimal. You got to know how to go back and forth from that anyway. From the decimal to the fraction to decimal. And this ain't even a fraction in lowest terms. The actual answer is 4/5. That's why I got it chalked off looking like fifths instead of tenths. So, going to this next piece here. Going from the fraction to the decimal, the instructions will be change the fraction to the decimal. Well, we know this is 3 and some change, right? Just like when you write a check, this is like 3 and some change. So we got to figure out what the change is. We know 3 is solid 3, so this is 3 and change. So this be definitely between 3 and 4. So what we got to figure out the decimal piece for this fraction here. Is this the and the decimal part? So you know how to change the fraction to decimal. Well, if you don't, I'm going to tell you now. You take the bottom into the top. So that means I'm going to be taking 6 into 5. Just like it's written right here. Let's go zoom in. So you do 6 to take the bottom into the top. So that'll be the 6 going into the 5. You do the 6 is going to be your divisor, and 5 is going to be what you take the 6 into. And 6 going to... So you know how this works. Remember we talked about it in decimal division. You need the decimal point to be all the way over here. It already is. So you're just lining up the decimal on the 5 there to your quotient area like we did in decimals. And dividing decimals the last segment. So, then you just do this like long division, right? 6 going to 50, 8 times 6 is 48. Subtract, you get 2. Bring down your 0. 6 going to 20, 3 times, 6 times 3, 18. This is just going to keep repeating, right? So then 5, 6 part, so this whole fraction has become a repeat all of a sudden because it doesn't repeat nothing but this 3. Well, when it's repeating this 3, we put this little bar, but it's signifying it's a repeater.